Hi YouTube, it's Kathy and welcome to the Cake Book Tag. Firstly, I'd like to tell you how we got on to me doing this tag. I was sort of tagged by Miss Jenna Rogers, I'll link her down below, but in a very strange way. Sometimes I get bored and I use that question feature on Instagram stories and I ask people questions like, what kind of book videos would you like me to do next? Or is there a tag video you'd like me to do? And Jenna answered that she wanted me to do this tag, which I'd never heard of before. There's a possibility I just wiped off some lipstick while getting the sweat off my face. We're gonna go with it. I can't see myself, it's fine. This kind of social media back and forth is why I also did a bookshelf tour, so you can click up here to see that if you'd like. But without further ado, let's make some book cake. Number 1 is Self-Rising Flower, a book that was slow to start but picked up as it went along. We gotta start this one with an unpopular opinion, but it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Back in 1998, my little brother, who was not a reader whatsoever, came into my room and said, "Kathy, this book is really good. You should read it." 12-year-old Kathy will read pretty much anything, and at this point she had moved on to books with swearing in them. 12-year-old Kathy read the first 10 pages and went, "Meh," and gave it back to her little brother, and then didn't actually read the series until 2013. 15 years later. So yes, it picked up, but those first 10 pages though. Number 2 is Margarine, a book with a very rich plot, and for this one I've gone with All Our Wrong Todays. This one is a time travel book, the best one I've ever read in my life, and it's right at the top of my list for the best books I've read this year. Additionally, if you happen to enjoy audiobooks, it is read by the author and he does a very good job, especially in one very funny chapter. This book is set in a very utopian 2016 where there have been tons of technical advances, and then there's time travel, and then he time travels to our 2016 because something gets messed up. It's not a perfect book, but the author approached time travel in a way I've never seen before, and I really enjoyed it. Number 3 is Eggs, a book you thought would be bad, but you ended up quite enjoying it. Now, I didn't think I was going to hate this book, but I went into it with a little bit of trepidation because I'm not a big classics fan, and I knew that this was a retelling of a classic. And that book is Jane Steele. This is a Jane Eyre retelling. Still haven't read Jane Eyre, but now I've read at least 2 Jane Eyre retellings and I enjoyed them both. This one takes place in the same time frame, but it imagines as though Jane Eyre was a murderess. Also, I just really like Lindsay Faye's writing style, and the Timothy Wilde series is amazing, except for the fact that they change audiobook narrators on the 3rd book for some reason, and he just does the voices wrong. Number 4 is Sugar, a very sweet book, and for that one I've picked Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn because that book is goals. Everything about the friendship and relationship in this book is so freaking adorable. It breaks the cute code and I just love it so much. I was actually in a bookstore today and picked it up just to hold it and then looked at the Canadian price and went, I am so poor, and put it back on the shelf. Although, as an aside, the reason I was in the bookstore today is because I was picking up Spinning Silver, because this is one of the 2 book club picks for BookNet Fest, which I'm going to in September, and I'm very excited for it, so I had to pick this up. This is $35 Canadian. Really glad I had a $10 gift certificate and it was 20% off, but I still had to pay $19, even with those discounts. It's just there's no way I'm gonna get this from the library before September. Number 5 is Icing, a book that covers every element you enjoy in a book, and some people are already guessing what I'm going to say. Just say it to yourself in the privacy of your own homes, or wherever you're watching this video. Words in Deep Blue. This one is an Australian contemporary and it has a dual narrative between Rachel and Henry. Rachel moved away from her hometown about 3 years ago and is coming back. Henry lives and works in his family bookstore. I mean, right there. Living and working in a bookstore. But then the relationships of the main characters and all the side characters are super intriguing. There are romances, there are moments where you just cry. This book has everything and I love it. Number 6 is Sprinkles, a book series you can turn to for a pick-me-up, and at first I didn't think I had an answer for this that I'd read in the last, say, 20 years or so. When I was a kid, I read a lot of Christopher Pike books, and I'm sure that I could pick up those anytime and just read them even if I read them before. The same with Nancy Drew. But I haven't read those since my mid to late teens, so I thought there's no series that I've actually reread. There is technically one series I have actually reread, although the series only has 2 books in it so far, and it's the Creekwood series. I've read both of these books more than once, so I guess this counts, and it does give me a pick-me-up because these books are adorable. And number 7 is the cherry on top, your favorite book of the year so far, and I'm greedy, so I want lots of cherries, so I'm going to mention 3. The first one is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This blew me away. This book is about Monique, a journalist who gets an assignment to go talk to an aging starlet, and when she gets there, the starlet, Evelyn Hugo, says, "Actually, you're not here to write an article, you're going to write my biography." Evelyn Hugo is super famous, has never had a biography written about her before, so this is a very big deal. If Monique pulls this off, she will make a lot of money. Evelyn is very well known for having had 7 husbands, so Monique starts with the question, who was your one true love? And it wasn't one of those husbands. My other 2 cherries on top of this delicious cake include The Brightsiders by Jen Wilde, which is about a group called The Brightsiders. They're a band, they're a teenage band, they're doing very, very well, and their drummer, Emmy King, is going through some hard times. Childhood fame, her parents are terrible people, she has a terrible girlfriend. And yes, there are elements of this that can take some people out of the narrative because they have problems, but they're also rich, so the way that they get away from the problems is just like traveling. And yes, we can't all afford to do that, but I don't care about those types of things. If I had that type of money, I would do that too. This book was extremely queer and uplifting, and I absolutely loved it. I love everything Jen Wilde does. I'm already waiting for a book from next year because I am so excited for it. And my third and final cherry is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. This book was so darn cute. I talked about it really recently in my last wrap-up, so I'll leave that linked in places so you can check that out. This book isn't out yet for a few more months, but I recently just read it as an ARC during the 24 and 48 readathon, which was so much fun. I'll link that in places as well. And I'm so excited for it to come out so we can all talk about it. And there you have it. If you didn't want cake already, I assume you do now, or at least that's just me, maybe. If you've read any of these books and you want to talk about them, let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!